Hello and welcome to another video for TheSixthAxis.com. I am Stefan and today we have a quick preview look at the upcoming Hitman game. And actually Square are opening the doors for people a little early with a beta test on PS4 starting on Friday this week, that's the 12th of February, and on PC next week on Friday the 19th of February. The beta test lets you play through the Prologue missions from the game, which takes us back to the start of Agent 47's career with the ICA organisation. It's a pair of testing and training missions with a yacht, the centrepiece of one, and a big military base to explore in the other, but both are kind of made to look like temporary structures to fit this testing scenario and story. It's also got a bit of a strange plot point where apparently Agent 47 was the first person in ICA history to knock someone out and steal their clothes. I find that a bit silly, but it's actually a good way of highlighting that, hey, changing your appearance is really useful in the Hitman games. It plays into the sandbox environments really nicely, as different clothes get you different levels of access to secure areas. They let you blend in differently and mean that you'll have to avoid certain people who might recognise you're not who you're pretending to be, and so the sands are always shifting beneath you depending on who you dress up as. With the power of the current generation of consoles as the baseline compared to Absolution, which was on the last generation, Hitman is really able to push the boat out in terms of packing people into these locations. The yacht, which is the first mission, is a pretty smallish map to get you started, but it's still jam-packed with people having a party. While the military base, which is much more expansive, is generally filled with a handful of soldiers which you can avoid. When it comes to March and the full release of the first episode, which I have had a preview hands-on with, the Paris map that is the first full location in the game is this huge mansion with several floors that are absolutely jam-packed with hundreds of people waiting for some fashion show to get underway. Having said that, it doesn't actually feel that big as you're playing it, but it kind of just broadens your horizons in what you can actually explore and do in this area. So it's maybe more of a natural evolution than a wholesale revolution of the series. And that's important because there's the same kind of exploration, planning, murders, and of course the costly mistakes that lead to ridiculous shootouts as you try and escape. It all just feels like Hitman still. The game naturally lends itself well to multiple playthroughs, whether just trying not to mess up or exploring different corners of the map and trying to find all of the different possibilities that you can get of the things that you can do. In fact, there's a new opportunity system where these are special kills with special cutscenes that reward you for killing a target in a particular way or in a particular situation. And that pushes you to replay and explore the map time and again. You also have the online contracts mode, which was first in Absolution, and that allows players to share different challenges with one another, but IO are getting stuck in by creating the new escalation mode, which gives you a target and you have to kill this target 5 times in succession. Each time you go into the level after a successful kill, it adds a new condition and a new challenge to overcome. So first it could be just kill them, then it could be to do it dressed as a waiter, then to use a kitchen knife which you've stolen, and it just keeps getting more and more difficult and more particular as to how you do this. It's kind of like a reverse game of Cluedo where you're given the murder situation and then have to make it come true. Finally, there's also the elusive targets, which will appear once in the game and only once for a limited amount of time, and that's in real world time. Kill them and they're dead forever in your game, just as letting them get away and survive this particular time period, that will also be remembered by the game and you won't be able to try and kill them again. And so I think that's a big undertaking for IO to keep adding new content like this and keep people revisiting the same maps over and over again. IO have to answer that question with fresh challenges that keep things new and exciting. And with that gap between the release of each level in this episodic release form, it could be difficult to keep people engaged for long periods of time. And I think that's a shame because that's going to distract from the kinds of mad capers that you can get up to in the game. I was, for example, wandering around the level at the preview event hitting my targets in the head with a green cricket bat, which I found in the garden, before eventually completely fumbling it, panicking, smacking the guy in the head, and then having to shoot my way out and steal a helicopter in order to escape. And it's just ridiculous, over-the-top, bombastic nonsense which you can actually manage to get away with. But you either need to be incredibly skillful or be prepared to get very messy. So there's plenty of potential for fun there, and I think we'll just have to wait until the actual episodes start rolling out before we see how IO managed to do this. In the meantime, if you're interested in the game and you want to check out the beta, you'll have to pre-order on PS4 or PC. It's the end of this week for PS4, end of next week for PC. And I should actually point out that what you've seen in the background has been B-roll footage, but we will return with beta code and we will share more impressions from the beta soon. Aside from that, we've been creating a lot of videos lately, so please do check them out. And yes, I know you hear it constantly on YouTube, but please do click like and subscribe because it shows that you're enjoying what we're doing, and it shows your support for that. And also just visit TheSixthAxis.com for more news, previews, reviews, and plenty of gaming stuff. So until next time, goodbye.